Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse One here. I hope everybody is doing well. Obviously it's Friday, so another day. We got rain. It's raining outside right now. I knew that rain was coming today. It just took longer to get here than they said, but that's all right. We'll take the rain. I hope everybody's doing well. We're going to be talking about the debt, uh, the new stimulus package that they're working on. We're going to talk about all those things. And what effect that that's having and everything that's kind of going on. I want to kind of go over a little bit of everything. But I want to remind everybody before we get going, if there is an interruption in the stream tonight, to just be patient. I will get right back on as soon as I can. You may not get notification for a second, stream coming on if we get bumped off of here. So what you would have to do is you have to go back to my website, and look and see, then it'll be there. Okay, so if there's any interruptions, which I hope we don't have any, last stream went fine with no interruptions, so let's hope we get on another roll like that. That would be good. And so we'll go from there. Okay, so that is that. So I want to remind everybody before we do get started again, very family friendly oriented channel, please. So no racism, no nastiness. Don't be nasty to each other in the chat or anything else. If you are, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will boot you out of here because it's not going to be tolerated. That's just the way we're going to do it. Okay, so don't even waste your time, because if you do, you're going to get blocked out, and that'll be the end of that. And it's no sense. So anyway, so that's what we're going to do with that. All right, so let's get into this. So let's, first of all, let's talk about where currently we are on the debt clock. Okay, 26 trillion. We're right now, as of right now, 26 trillion. It's actually 26 trillion.6. So it's really going to be not that long before we cross 27 trillion. But one prepper nurse, one kitty, and Heather sighting also. One take, 11 eggs. James Osborne's got his guess already. All right, well, we'll see how it all goes. So right now we're at $26 trillion in debt. Okay. Soon to be, probably, I don't know how long it will take for that, because it just continues to go up and up and up all the time. How quickly that will go higher. Now, the House had passed a $3.5 trillion stimulus package, which would obviously push us upwards closer to $30 trillion in debt. And, the Senate came back with a $1.1 trillion package. So they're trying to negotiate what they want to do. Okay. The problem is, in the meantime, while they're doing that, the extra money that people were getting for the unemployment has stopped. So this today, I think, will be the second week in a row that they have not gotten that money, because the House and the Senate can't get together. So realistically, right now, they're all on vacation. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. So Pelosi and Schumer were trying to negotiate directly with the White House to get some kind of a deal done, and they're not even close. And, of course, both sides are blaming the other sides. But in the meantime, who suffers? The American public, realistically, okay? Because without the protections, people are going to start getting evicted from apartments. They're going to start getting evicted from their homes. Foreclosures are going to happen. A lot of issues. And let's not even talk about the record number of people that are lining up for food banks now. People are asking for help from food banks that have never asked for help before. The number of people that have lost jobs because of the virus, with everything that is going on, really, really bad. That so-called money some people got back was actually our own tax money. Wolfgang. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the stimulus check, they're paying us with our own money. We are almost $28 trillion in national debt. Actually, Terrence, I just looked at it. I actually just went on a thing, and it said 20. I literally just went on here, and I looked at the debt clock, and it said 26.6 trillion is what it just said. So that was like updated to the minute. Now, once they finally come to some agreement, which they will eventually on this. So what will happen is, when they finally reach some form of an agreement, then they'll call the House and the Senate back from their vacation. And thank God they're able to take vacation, because, They just work so hard for us. It's wonderful that they can take 6 weeks off. I'm so happy for them. You know, it's a great thing. They really need that. Um, yeah, that's right. JJ just said, and don't forget they're on paid vacation. Well, of course it's paid, JJ. Come on now. Don't be selfish. What's the matter with you? They don't deserve to have a 6-week paid vacation. It's terrible. That's very selfish, JJ. You're very, very selfish. These poor people work so tirelessly hard for us. They work tirelessly hard for themselves, making backdoor deals and all the crap that they're doing. I hope you guys can tell that I'm being absolutely sarcastic. It's ridiculous. They should be in Washington. They should get this thing done, not be on paid vacation while American citizens are suffering, while American people are starving, while American citizens are having, like I said, literally record numbers of people are lining up. There was a thing that I just read. I think it was in Houston, Texas. There's a place that distributes food. They said there'll be 2,000 cars. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. 2,000 cars waiting for food distribution, which they will wait up to 5 and 6 hours. Now, I'm going to tell you what. I can honestly say I have zero patience. Zero patience. If there's 3 people in line ahead of me at their store, I'll look for another line. I can't stand to wait. It's just I hate it. I'll be honest with you, I hate it. But if you're in that situation and you've got a family to take care of and you have a family to feed, you do what you have to do, okay? Once again, this is why we prep. This is why we get ready. This is why we do what we do, because of things like this that are going on. You never know. You never know. And I'm not trying to make light of this in any way, shape, or form. I'm not. Because it's a travesty that's going to get worse and worse, I feel. I think we're in for some very, very hard times, not just here in the United States, but around the world too. We want to see Thick Neck tonight. Annette, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm sitting on 4 years and 3 months worth of decaffeinated green tea, some with Arabic coffee. Oh, cool. Very nothing wrong with that. If you like your coffee, I guess you're going to be good to go for quite a while. Actually, what we did do tonight, 3 of the girls in the coop had shed their saddles. So Heather and I once they were roosting up, it was probably a little after 7, and they weren't all in yet, but enough of them were. And I just started plucking the ones off the roost, and I would hold them, and we'd get the saddle on one side, and then I would turn the chicken around, and we got the saddle. So all 5 of the girls have saddles back on right now. So hopefully they keep them on. Thick Neck hasn't taken hers off yet. Hers has stayed on the whole time. And one of the other girls, hers has stayed on the whole time. So, yep. So we saddled them up, follower of Jay. So they're good to go. Hey, Asif, prep when times are good, so can wait out the bad times. Exactly. Any time of the year is a good time to prep. Because again, thank you so much to Asif for that donation, and thank you for the statement. We never know what's going to happen. So to have the foresight and to think ahead and plan ahead, and and why are we doing it? Are we doing it for ourselves? No, we're not doing it for ourselves. Yeah, she loves her Dora saddle. Yes, she does. And I will tell you what, if she ever gets that Dora saddle off, that one's going right back on her. So, Ed, what are you talking about saddles? Okay, Cat, what we do with the chickens when they get rode too much by the roosters, their back feathers are gone. So they have what they call, it's a saddle. So it's an elastic thing that goes over each wing, okay? And it puts a cover over their back for them. They call it a saddle, a chicken saddle. And that protects their back, so when the roosters ride them, they're not getting off. So that gives it a chance for their feathers to grow back, is what it does. So that's why you give the roosters saltpeter. Well, I'll tell you what, those roosters are randy roosters. They like to do their thing. Hey, Yinzer Prepper. Show how much they care. March on Washington. Yeah, right. Exactly. It shows how much they don't care. They don't care about the average citizen. Actually, I believe, thank you very much for the donation as well. And thank you for the statement. I believe that they gave themselves another raise this year too, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong on that, then please correct me. But I absolutely believe that I think in the first stimulus package, they voted themselves in a raise. I believe that was part of that first stimulus package, if I'm not wrong. We just got our rent raised $30 starting next month. Jason, High Night just said that. I'm going to tell you what, guys. You look at why not separate the chickens? Because the rooster's job. Okay, we'll go over roosters and the chickens a little bit. Okay, the rooster's job is to protect the hens. Those roosters will protect the hens with their lives. Okay, if a predator gets in that chicken coop, the first two dead animals in that chicken coop most likely would be both of the roosters. Okay, because that's their job. They're especially Goliath. Goliath is obviously the alpha male rooster in the chicken coop. Okay, he will give his life for the hens. Daytime, nighttime doesn't matter. Okay, now, it's so that's their job. So they need to be together. You don't want to separate the flock because now you make the flock more vulnerable, especially to predators. If there's nobody in there with those hens to protect them, then they're gonna, they're more vulnerable. So that's why. Okay, but roosters are the chicken's knight in shining armor. Exactly, and and they become attached if you started separating them. But chickens, and it's just going to sound horrible. Chickens have feelings, just like any other animal has feelings, and they make connections. Now, if I took Thickneck away from Goliath, for an example, that's her main man. I mean, she is next to him and with him all the time. Okay, I couldn't. They would actually be upset if you did something like that, and I wouldn't do that anyway. That they have their role. The roosters have their role. So what we do, we try to protect them as best we can, and that's why the chicken saddles for the girls that are getting rode too much. The ones that have the most of the feathers gone off their back, those are the most popular hens, and that's the reality of it. So, but yeah, and they don't want to be away from the flock. Exactly. So and then when people say, "Oh, I'll get rid of the roosters," like I said, if you have a flock of chickens and you really want, to work on having that flock and have it be productive, you have to have, them working together. It's part of what happens. Hey, Asif, I'm a fighting gamecock, University of South Carolina. Very good. Very good. Nothing wrong with that. So and I'm going to tell you what, I'll bet you're the rooster of your pride too. As long as the wife says you are. I'm just giving you a hard time. So anyway, but again, so let's get back on topic, guys. With the number of people seeking help, hitting up the food banks and stuff like that, it just really shows you how bad things are getting. Okay, things are not going to get better anytime soon. Like Heather goes back to school in a little over a week. I think the 16th is when she goes back to school. And we've sat down and we've talked, and I said, be prepared. They may shut down again. I said, if they get a couple of cases on campus, they're going to send you all home again. And so she's ready for that. A lot of her classes are already going to be online. So, that's what you got to deal with, so, but we're going to have to see how it goes and just kind of go from there. But, so here's something else I want you to think about, guys. Okay. So I know in the South, schools start sooner than the schools in the North. Hey, Colleen, this confound me is why will the President Trump not explain that the age is happening to our country? Why won't he explain? Yeah, you know what? I'm sure he's being given a tremendous amount of misinformation himself, to be honest with you. And I think part of it is they have no idea themselves, to be honest with you. I don't think that they know what the heck is going on. They have been so all over the board with this whole thing with the virus from day one. There's never been any concrete thing there, so it's crazy. The whole thing is crazy, and it's not a good situation. But thank you so much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much, and thank you for your question. I wish they would explain it clearly and just kind of tell us, lay it out there, be honest, but they're never going to be honest. I mean, that's the bottom line. But let's go back to talking about the schools. Now, I know the schools in the South started sooner. So like the kids in the North, they go back to school, high school kids I'm talking about, after the September 6th, September 7th, in that range. That's generally when our kids up here go back to school. Now, I know in the South, they start earlier. Okay, so probably a lot of kids in the South are probably already going, back to school here within the next week or two. The problem is, again, and I'm going to go back and refer to this many, many times. Yeah, after Labor Day. Up here in the North, it's after Labor Day. I don't know what it is down South. I know down South they start earlier. School starting in Tennessee. Yep, Ricky Smith. So anybody in the South, let me know when you guys starting back to school if you haven't started already. New York City kids go back to school September 10th. Okay. Yep. So August 24th in Missouri. So, yeah, we're talking not that far away. We're talking a couple of weeks there in Missouri. And next week, Maggie G just said, Out of Touch, Hall of Oats, 1984. Yeah, there you go. Thank you very much, Asif, for the donation as well. August 10th in Arizona. Okay. Today in Indiana. All right. Monday here in beautiful East Tennessee. So it's all over the place, but some schools are already starting back up. So let's just talk about that for a second. Here's another reason why it really upsets me that the House and the Senate cannot get together and get this thing done. If we remember from a previous thing from the previous stimulus package, they put $12.5 billion for schools to get schools ready, which is not even close to enough. They gave the airlines $25 billion, but they only gave the schools $12.5. Part of this new stimulus package was August 10th in Anderson, South Carolina. Okay. Yep. So part of the stimulus package is supposed to have more money for schools to prepare and be ready for this. But when you have schools already starting or starting soon, where's that money coming from? Where are they going to be ready to be able to have these kids go back to school? And think about it. Every year, what happens when the kids go back to school? Everybody gets sick. Everybody gets sick because the parents that don't give a crap about their kids send their kids to school sick because they don't want them home, right? And then they're touching everything, and it's just a big old mess. And it's going to be the same thing. I feel it's going to be a freaking disaster. But because the Senate and the House are not getting together and getting this squared away, they're supposed to be giving another $105 billion to the schools to be able to be ready to protect our children. But they're on vacation, paid vacation, by the way. Again, let's just clear that up. But Texas after Labor Day in Texas, okay, all right. But it's ridiculous. This whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. They need to get on the stick, take care of the American people, protect the American people. They're the ones, if you remember correctly, let's break this down. People were working, they were taking care of their families. They shut everything down except certain things, large businesses, one which will remain the big W, right? L. Gibson, hubby and I are working hard at watching our food intake and calories so we are prepared not to overeat when we will need to rely on our storage. L. Gibson just said that. Thank you for that statement. That's very, very smart. It's a smart thing to do, to be honest with you. And thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. Ellen the Fam says, my sister is trying to get college classes online instead of going back to Wisconsin. I don't blame her. Smarter thing to do. I think you're going to see, and this is going to be my opinion, guys, okay? I think what you're going to see, they're going to attempt to get these kids back to college. They're going to attempt to get these kids back to school. I know my neighbor, her son is supposed to start kindergarten, and what their game plan is right now is 2 days a week in school, and the rest is going to be remote learning. That's what their game plan is right now for the school district that I live in, all right? Again, I think it's a disaster waiting to happen. I think you're going to. So, what are some of the factors that play into the virus, right? Obesity is a huge one. It's a huge one. Underlying health factors, obesity is a huge one. When I went to high school, and I want you guys to remember, because now I graduated high school in 1984. All right. When I graduated from high school, we literally had one fat kid in the whole school. 7 through 12. 7 through 12, we had one fat kid. One. Now, half the kids are overweight, half of them, okay? Puts them at a higher risk, so they already have that underlying health issue, unfortunately, at a very, very young age. It's very sad and very tragic, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Very, very sad. And it's just because of the way, when you have parents that are, doing fast food all the time for their kids and not making meals and those type of things, that's what's going to lead to issues. Guys, I see, what are we at, 947 in the chat? We're at 291 on the thumbs up. I'm going to ask you to shoot me a thumbs up, please, to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. I appreciate that. And again, it really does help with the algorithms that they have out there. So, please show the support, and it really does help. And obviously, I like to see large numbers of thumbs up as well. The more interaction, the better it is for the algorithms too. So thank you ahead of time for doing that. What is the point of bailing out the airlines if the airlines did was wait out their layoff period and now they're laying off anyway? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they're doing the same thing. And I'm going to tell you what, I am sure that all the money that the airlines got did not go for their employees. I can almost guarantee you that. Thank you very much for that statement. And thank you for the donation as well. And you're 100% right. Also, guys, if you are not subscribed to the channel yet, I would encourage you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you for the support. I really do appreciate that. So, but yeah, there's so many factors of things that are going on right now. And I've talked to several different parents, and I've said, what are you doing with your kids? Are you homeschooling? Are you sending them? And I've gotten a lot of responses from parents saying, I'm homeschooling my children. And I'm going to tell you what, if my kids were school age, if my kids were little, I would absolutely be homeschooling as well. I would not send them to that environment. It's a petri dish waiting to explode. I think you're going to see it's going to be here, there, the other place, and eventually they're going to shut all the schools down again, and they're going to have to remotely teach them. And it's not like they haven't had plenty of time to prepare for this now at this point. We've been going at this since February, so there's no reason why they can't have this squared away by this point to be able to teach. I know, like with Heather's College, they're much more organized this time around to be able to teach. And like I said, they're doing a lot of their stuff online. So that's what they're doing, for those kids. So, but, it just sucks for all the kids, to be honest with you. Because so let's look at it from the other perspective. You have a lot of kids that are from poor households. Maybe they don't have enough food to, be able to feed their kids. They get that breakfast and free lunch, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But that's what they get, those 2 square meals a day from the school. Are they still going to be able to do that? I know that they were over the summer out here where I live, they were doing pickups. They could go in over the summer and they could pick up their lunch meal and stuff like that. I know they were still doing that, which I think is awesome. I got to tell you what, I mean, there's always issues with that, whatever school district. But I think that the school district that my kids went to out here, I think they're trying to do a good job. Hey, Nest Prepper. Several Indiana schools went back last week and have already shut down due to the virus. Elwood, Indiana is one of them. Well, there you go. Thank you for that information. I did not know that. And thank you for the donation as well. So I think you're going to see that same thing. You're going to see it all over the country. And it's unfortunate because realistically, I mean, let's be realistic. The kids need that interaction. They need to be interacting with their peers. They need to be, out in gym class and talking with people and stuff like that instead of being isolated. Isolation is not a good thing. It's not a healthy thing at all. Hey, Noemi May, Sustainable Prepper. I live in Illinois. Both my kids are high school and started school already. They started yesterday. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for that information, and thank you so much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. My kid will be taking a year off for experimental learning. One of these, like prepping or monetary system, etc. Oh, there you go. Now I'm going to make sure I read who said that. Oh, follower of Jay. Okay, very good. Nothing wrong with that, man. You do what you. Hey, like I said, they're your children. You have to be the advocate for your children. You got to look at what is in the best interest of my child. What can I do to make their life better and keep them safe and keep them protected? The reality is They cannot keep these kids safe right now. There's no way they can keep these kids safe. And locking every kid in its own little cubicle is not the answer either. Okay, it's just not the answer. And I want you to think about this too. When you're talking about your teachers, okay, let's talk about the teachers for a second. A lot of teachers are not young teachers anymore. Now, you're going to have your influx of younger teachers, but a lot of your teachers are older teachers. They risk their lives going in there and teaching these kids. So I want you to think about that too, on top of everything else. Kids are germ factories. We all know that. I'm going to tell you what, guys. I look back. Before I had children, never got sick. Ever. I never got sick. And I used to laugh at people. Oh, you're sick again? Ha, ha, ha. I never got sick. As soon as I had children and they became school age and they went to school, I got everything. Everything. Because we would send our kids to school healthy. And if they got sick at school, we kept our kids home. Unfortunately, not every parent does that. They're not responsible, unfortunately. Do we want our children at school and paranoid about catching cooties from another child? Randy Romans just said that. Yeah, exactly. And think about that. What are you teaching the kids if you're like, don't touch each other, don't hug, no interactions, make sure you wear your mask, and now you're sitting in a cubicle with plastic around it. The teacher's up in another plastic cubicle. You can't have that interaction with that teacher. That's not healthy. None of that is healthy. You got to have your temperature taken on the bus, off the bus. It's insane. It is insane what's going on. And Bryce Cry just said teachers are quitting. And you know what? Doesn't surprise me. James Osborne says my son has ADHD and we are able to take him off his meds and he's doing great for months now. There you go. And so you do, like I said, again, as parents, we got to do what's best for our children, especially the younger kids, because they don't understand. At least teenagers kind of get it, even though they're going to do what they're going to do anyway. You're not going to stop these kids from interacting with each other. You're not. Steel Ringer, let me read that. Hold on a second. Our county junior high and high school in Indiana have both already had positive cases in the first week. Unbelievable. So, yeah, that's nuts. And I want to see what JJ said here too. Amazing how professional sports games being played and players are being tested positive with no live audience, yet they continue to play. Yeah, that has happened as well. So it's well, thank you for that information too about Indiana. Again, it's crazy, guys. And I don't think it's going to get any better. I think we're just looking at a disaster waiting to happen. They don't have any kind of clue, to be honest with you, the powers that be. I think they're trying, but again, it shows how much let's be realistic. It shows how much the government gives a crap when they're all on vacation, paid vacation, by the way, again, and you have people suffering. Now, they were saying the Treasury Secretary was encouraging the president to take an executive action, and they were talking about that he's probably going to do that this weekend to extend. Yeah, the NASCAR stands are empty as well. Yep, I know that is. Yep. So they're going to maybe do an executive action to extend more benefits for people. Maybe not at the $600 level. I think I heard that at the $400 level for people on unemployment, that they're going to also put the protections in place so people can't get evicted at this point in time now too. And I hope he does. that because, like I said, when you have the Senate and the House playing these games and not coming to some kind of compromise and working things out, it's ridiculous because they're not thinking about the American people. They're not. They need to come together. And this is both sides, guys. I'm not favoring one side over the other. Both sides need to stop playing games. They need to come to the table, get things squared away. I mean, they're talking. The Democrats want another $1 trillion added onto the package, so they want a minimum of a $2 trillion package. Cascadia Lewis. Let's see. We've been sick for 6 months. Usually, hold on a second. Oh, we haven't been sick for 6 months. Usually we'd have been sick at least once, maybe twice since my kids are in elementary school. Yep, exactly. And I understand. Or is that Cassandra? Cassandra, I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Cassandra Lewis just said that. But yeah, you're right. And I totally get that because I can relate, because the same thing happened to us when the kids were school age. And it wasn't us. We made sure we took care of our kids. And when they were sick, we kept them home. And here's the best part. So your kid's sick, we would keep them home. You get a call from the school, where's your kid? Because schools get more money if the kids are there. Well, you know what? I always told them, I said, listen, if my kid's sick, they're not coming to school. But the kids didn't miss that much school. So Mr. Rose says, Trump did what? He may this weekend, Mr. Rose, he may this weekend do an executive order to extend the benefits for people so they get more money coming in from that are on unemployment. He may extend that, and who knows how long that'll be. And also extend the protection for people so they're not evicted from their apartments, and then foreclosures are not happening. So hopefully he does that this weekend if they don't come to some kind of an agreement. It's ridiculous that they keep playing these games, though. And, of course, both sides are blaming the other side, which, wow, is that not typical? Again, and I've said it many, many, many times, and I will say it again, two sides of the same coin. Left and the right, two sides of the same coin, two wings of the same bird. Their agenda is never, ever to help the American public. It's to make their rich friends richer, and that's what I believe. And then, you look at Simple Life Prepper. Trump just said he was signing orders this week, rent, school loans, unemployment, tax relief. Yeah, that's what. So they were talking about that he was going to do that this weekend. Thank you very much for that donation, and thank you for the statement as well. RC Kev, I can't stand the reopen schools nonsense. They weren't open in the spring and less dangerous, and they want to open when it's more dangerous. What's up with that? You're right, and I get it. I totally understand. It always comes down to this here, RC Kev. Always comes down to money. It's what it's always about. Don't ever be fooled that it's not anything else. It's always about the money. So let's talk about this. So I just read this today too, and thank you so much too for that donation as well. Again, I'm going to ask real quick, guys. We're at 1,000 people in the chat. We're at 433 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. Thank you ahead of time. And again, it really does help with the algorithms. The things that monitor, the more interactions that they see, the higher they boost you. So I would ask you to please do that for that as well. And plus, I like to see a nice number of thumbs up. I'm not going to lie. I think it's a cool thing. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe as well and hit that bell icon to get all notifications. So thank you for that as well. 10% control of what the 90% can't do. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Colorado Prepper, hold on a second. I want to read what you said here. The politicians are so disconnected from the average person. They don't have a clue how difficult it can be for most people. They're more worried about the politics than governing. You're 100% correct, and I agree with you 100% on that. It's a great statement, and you're 100% true. They're completely disconnected because they don't see what the average citizen is going through and the struggles that the average citizen is having. When you have mom and dad both out of work and not working, and now they've taken away that extra money, and people need to think about this too. What was propping up the economy, guys? What was stopping the complete and total collapse of the economy? That extra money that people were getting, that they were going out and spending. That's what was stopping the complete collapse of the economy. So what do they want it to be, a complete collapse right now? Is that what they want? We need to think about that too. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something. Hold on 1 second. So I had stopped out today to the store, J Dega. So anybody that's been watching for a while knows they are a CBD and hemp store that I'm associated with. If you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you can connect on there. You'll see J Dega on there. If you click on that, it will take you to the store. Okay. Also, the connection, if you look down in the description below, it'll be down there as well, the link to the store. Now, if you decide to make a purchase there, if you use Prepper Nurse 1, and it's the number 1, not ONE, you can save 15% on any purchase. But I wanted to show you a couple of things that they just got in stock. Okay, so this here is they're gummies. Okay, you see the gummies on the back there. There's just two different kinds. Okay, so this one here has 40 milligrams of THC, 80 milligrams of CBD, and there's 10 of them in that one, and that has 40 milligrams worth of that in there. This one here has 60 milligrams of THC, 60 milligrams of CBD, and that's a 4 count. Now, the reason they can package them this way, because there's supposed to be many servings in each one of these things. The 60 milligram one, that's $20, but they're to help with pain and stuff like that. Okay, so you can order those. So that one's $20. This one here, the 40 milligram one, is $15. So that's a $20, and that's $15 for that one. But that's to help with pain relief, and you can have a gummy. So you're supposed to, take a part of that. You're not supposed to eat the whole thing, but you can do whatever you want to do. But you're supposed to take like bites of it, and that's why they're able to package it that way. It's 100% organic, grown, manufactured, and processed in the USA. Okay, so jdega.com. So that's the gummies right there. And then they also have, these are a hard candy. They're fruit drops, and I'm going to show you that as well. Okay, so you can see what that looks like. And this one here is 200 milligrams, 100% CBD infused. It's 20 milligrams of CBD per piece. Okay, so each piece, and how many pieces are in? 10 pieces in the bag. So it's 20 milligrams per piece, 200 milligrams in the bag, and I think that one is also $20. Okay, so again, if you go to jdega.com, if you want to make a purchase, don't forget to make sure you do your discount when you're checking out. Discount code PrepperNurse1, the number 1, not ONE, and you can save yourself 15% on your purchase. Okay, so just putting that out there. They got a lot of other great stuff too. I've showed you before. I'll show you again real quick. My favorite, absolutely love this stuff. This is 1,000 milligrams of CBD. It's CBD intense pain. It's a rub. All right, put a little in your hand wherever you're hurting, knees, elbows, back, whatever the case may be. That is awesome. Works fantastic. And that's NYSA, NAYSA. Okay, and all these products, guys, just so you know, they're third-party tested. Again, it's made in the U.S. Everything is in the U.S. So just putting it out there for you guys. If you're interested, definitely take advantage of that. Okay, so yes, THC. It does have THC in it. Yes. Thanks for making me hungry for sweets. Yeah, those are. I'm gonna tell you what. Personally, gummies are not my favorite. Not my favorite. So, but and I love sweets. So that's weird, right? That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, so just sharing that information with you. I want to say also, while we're talking about the website, we'll do this really quickly. On my website at PrepperNurse1.com, we have the Prepper Nurse 1 community, which is totally free to join. It's a great resource for you guys to connect with like-minded people in whatever state or country you're in. If you're looking to read message boards, whatever the case may be, take advantage of that. You do have to register, but again, no credit card information is asked, and it is totally free. So definitely take advantage of that, okay? So putting that out there as well for you guys. And also on the website, we have the Legacy freeze-dried food. The good news is they're catching up. So by the end of this month, and I keep saying it, and people still keep writing me, but I'm going to say it again anyway. By the end of the month, they have told me that all back orders will be caught up by the end of this month. So that's great news. And then their shipping times are getting more back to normal. So newer orders of the stuff that they do have in stock are going out much faster, just so you know. Okay. So definitely take advantage of that too. Again, go to my site, PrepperNurse1.com. You'll see store. You click on that, it drops down. It says Legacy freeze-dried foods. It's a good thing to have as part of your long-term food storage, along with everything else that we've talked about in the past. Okay, so all right, so let's get back. So let's do this real quick. We're going to do the egg count real quick. We'll get that out of the way. I plan on emailing you soon, Ed. I need your advice because my situation is kind of unique. Elena the Farm. Okay, all right. I will look forward to hearing from you. CBD will not get you high or alter your mind. It's legal everywhere. Yeah, CBD is not about getting high. CBD is about pain relief. So that's what CBD is all about. All right, so we're gonna do the egg count here, and I see you guys already putting your answers up there. You guys are on the ball. So let's see what we got here. All right, if you said 10 eggs like Betsy Barnacle did, then you are 100% correct. We ended up with 10 eggs today. We had 12 yesterday, 10 today. The day before that, I think we ended up with 6. And in the 3 days previous, we had 11 each one of those 3 days. So there's no rhyme or reason. They just do what they do. But Thick Neck did lay again today. So, no, they don't ship Legacy to the UK. I'm sorry about that. Nothing is overseas with the Legacy food, so we can't even ship it to Canada either. So it's just in the United States. But yeah, you know what? I'm not unhappy with 10 eggs. They're doing fine. So good. They're good chickens. We gave them a lot of greens today too. So they're so funny. They're so funny. I love them. They're very enjoyable. I will say. I just like to sit out there sometimes and just watch them interact, and the way they, like, when I go in there and I take care of them in the morning, I mean, they're all around my feet, and they're like, because I'm the one that feeds them. So, they're always looking like, oh, what's he doing? What's going on? So they're pretty funny. But Terrence Parker Jr. said, I want a larger buckets of orders. Oh, there you go. You do whatever you want to do, man. With so many eggs, I need to start making my own pasta noodles. Yeah, I'm gonna like I said, I give a lot of eggs away, and I enjoy doing that. And like I said again, I'm blessed, absolutely blessed. They lay on a regular basis. There's no way I could eat as many eggs as we get. You get egg to death with doing that. But I do omelets. I do hard-boiled eggs. All that type of stuff. So, and obviously any kind of baking we use in the eggs as well. So, but I always keep a couple dozen on hand for our own personal use, and then I give the rest away. Now, obviously, if it's an SHTF situation and we got a lot of people here, obviously those eggs would go for that at that point. So you do what you have to do what you have to do. But that's one of the reasons that we have the chickens, is to be able to have that source of, first of all, meat if we needed it. But I want them for the eggs. I don't want them for meat. I want the chickens for the eggs. So that's the way we do it, and I love having them. They're very enjoyable, really, really enjoyable. Dehydrate for some for long-term use. I already have a ton of that already in stock, to be honest with you. I have dehydrated eggs. I got a lot of stuff, Colorado Biker Prepper says, I'll send you a good recipe for noodles. You can make them and then dry the noodles for long-term storage. Oh, it's cool. Yeah, absolutely. Sounds cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, Wolf's going away for the night. All right, Wolf. We'll see you later, man. Have a good night. But again, let's go back to talking about, we're already 26 trillion plus in debt right now. The Dems want to add 3.5. The Senate wants to add 1.1. Some point they're going to meet in the middle. Let's say it adds another 2 trillion. How's that ever getting paid back? Where's that money coming from? They're just going to print some more? That's one of the things people need to think about too. Are they going to have to do a reset at some point and start at zero? It's craziness. The more they have, the more they want to spend. And it just doesn't stop. And it never seems to ever trickle down to the people that really need it the most. They want to give us another $1,200 stimulus, bonus check or whatever they want to call it, stimulus, that's our own money anyway. How about this? How about you just eliminate the taxes? That would be nice. That's never going to happen. If you really think about how many times your money is taxed, you're taxed on your earned wages, right? So they tax you on that first. Like New York State has an 8% sales tax on everything that is not food. So anything that you buy in New York State, a car, a hammer, whatever the case may be, nails, whatever you're buying. 8% sales tax on top of all that. That goes right to the state. I heard a scream, and then I heard, spider! And then I heard, ooh. Heather don't like spiders. So apparently, Heather, do you have a visitor? Too funny. That's 7% in Georgia. Ohio says 7.5%. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I know some states don't have a state sales tax at all, but New York State has 8%. Now, I know California is insane with their sales tax out there. Insane. Yep. Arwood 7645 said, one day you'll see a $20 loaf of bread. That's where we're headed. I can't disagree with that. You look, we got 7% in Mississippi. The land of taxes is only 6%. Pennsylvania, yeah, okay. California, 10.5, but I know they want to raise that. UK has 20%. Wow. Oh, so let's talk about something that I just read today, too, about the UK. And I want you guys to think about this. This is how ridiculous things have got. So the UK was complaining to France because so many people are coming over every single day to the UK on boats going across the English Channel, right? Looking for asylum or whatever the case may be. So they're adding more and more people all the time to the UK. The problem is France is not helping deter these people from doing it. If they go up to the boat, think about this. I want you to think about this. Now, this is just fantastic. If they go up to the boat and try to stop them, the people in the boats will threaten to jump out of the boat. Now, you're going to jump out into the English Channel, okay? So France is more concerned about the lives of the people. So they will stay a safe distance away and make sure they have an escort into the UK. And they reach land safely. Is that ridiculous? How ridiculous is that? You can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't. You just can't make it up. So you have a whole new crop of people that are coming, to use the system. And it gets worse and worse and worse. I mean, for a while, I know Italy was stopping immigrants from coming because they were overwhelming the system. They're doing the same thing in the UK. They do the same thing here in the U.S. When we have, our southern borders are so porous and people are pouring in like crazy. It's ridiculous. It's happening up in the Canada as well. They're opening with open arms. Come on in. Everybody's welcome. Well, you know what? There comes a point where you can't take care of everybody. You need to take care of your citizens first, not all these other people that are coming in with their hand out. I mean, it sounds horrible and it sounds harsh, and I get it, but it is what it is. South Florida is bad. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that you have a lot of issues down there too. Yep, with the people coming on the boats from Cuba and stuff like that as well. Yep, it's crazy, guys. I mean, it's just, and it just keeps happening and happening. Something's got to give. There's no way. There is absolutely no way we can sustain and keep doing what we're doing. There's just no way to be able to do it. Not realistically. It's absolutely insane. France has free health care, so they will let them go. Yeah, right, exactly. Yep. California's overall tax burden isn't that bad compared to many states. Follower of Jay just said that. But I know that there is a mass exodus right now going on in California. A mass exodus. A lot of people are leaving. Did you have a nice time with your spider?
I didn't get it. I don't know where it went.
Oh, bring Soxy this time. She's coming over to you.
I'm being judged. Jay is judging me.
I heard that scream and I was laughing.
And then I call him and he doesn't answer. It is, first off, I'm a massive arachnophobe. It was like this big. And
no.
It was so big.
Well, maybe he'll come and visit you when you're sleeping tonight.
No. Well, it was really fast and I couldn't get it, so.
Awesome. We'll have to look later. All these problems will eventually lead to World War III. Wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't shock me at all, JJ. It really wouldn't. We do have poisonous spiders up here as well, but yeah, we've dealt with some pretty big spiders that get in the house. It's crazy. I'm like, you go, oh my god, where did that thing come from? But yeah, Heather's not a big fan of spiders, never has been. So that's when I heard her screaming. I'm sorry, I had to laugh because they don't bother. I don't care. I just squish them. I grew up in California, and the tax burden is very harsh. Kansas, Terry just said that. Yeah, it's really bad out there. And then of course, then you have all your freeloaders out there as well in California. I mean, when you have half the people in the country that are homeless and they live in California, what does that tell you? I mean, yeah, it's just take off your shoe and smash it. Exactly. Jen A just said that. Exactly. I do this. I grab a Kleenex and squash them. I don't care. And it depends on how big they are. If they're bigger, then we get like a newspaper or something. The Georgia Guidestones tell us the future of the world. Tony Blackmoon just said. I don't necessarily agree with that. That may be an agenda for some people, but I don't see that as a realistic thing ever going to happen. Unless you have a major war, you have major famine. There would have to be so many factors that would have to kill off so much of the population of the world. It would be unbelievable the number of people that it would have to affect. So, spiders' lives matter. Oh my God, and that's so funny. Yeah, I saw a meme the other day, and I'm going to try to make it more family friendly. It said, well endowed women's lives matter. And I agreed with that very much. I did agree with that. I thought that was something that I could stand behind and support. So, if you know what I mean. Yeah, their agenda's written in the stone. I know that, Tony. Yeah, it's Ed, did you see where more and more of the homeless in California are hanging themselves? I did not see that, JJ. I did not see that. But yeah, it's just the system is getting worse and worse. With everything else going on, you got so many people are angry, they're upset. There's just, it's craziness what's going on out there. So I want you to think about this. So psychologically, if you want to break somebody down, how do you do it? You isolate them, you keep them away from other people, you exert control over what they do and how they do it and stuff like that. That's what ends up happening. And that's what's happening right now. They are exerting their control, not just here in the United States, but all over the world. It's all about control. This whole thing it's ridiculous to me with, and so here's my thing. If the masks are so effective, then open everything up and let's get going again. And everybody wear a mask. But they know what's going to happen. The masks are ineffective, so people are sick. Just like somebody had just said, you have the baseball players are playing in empty stadiums, yet they're still getting sick. Why is that? It's not good. It's not good at all. So, here's something I was going to talk about earlier, and I wanted to make sure I brought this. They were talking about, so you see the propaganda already starting, okay? And I'm going to talk about this, how they're doing this. There was a recent survey done, and it said 42% of the people said they will not get a COVID shot. If a COVID shot comes out, they will not get the shot. 42%, okay? Because number one, Merry Christmas said he sent a super chat. Let me see. Did I miss it? Going back here to look and see. I'm not seeing it, Merry Christmas. I'm not seeing anything. I just went back a long way. Yeah, I don't see it, man. I'm not saying that you didn't do it. I just don't see it. But so again, they're saying 42%. Jenna A said he did. Okay, you know what? I didn't see it at all. Hold on. Let me just see. Let me look again real quick. I'll even go farther back. Hold on, guys. I'm not trying to be a pain, but when, I want to always answer somebody if they do a super chat.
And still live?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I don't see it at all, man. I don't see it. So I apologize, Merry Christmas, for missing that super chat. I apologize. Merry Christmas. If you just put up what you said in a regular comment, I'll try to find it. Okay. It was a while ago. Oh, when I was showing the CBD stuff. Okay, yeah, because it won't let me go back that far. It's not letting me go back that far. So Merry Christmas. If you throw it up here, I'll do it. I'll read it out for you. Okay. You just do it in a regular comment, and I'll put it up there. I'll read it for you. So I apologize. I didn't mean to miss that. But so 42% of people are saying they will not get a COVID shot, partially because they're rushing it too fast. Okay. And they're trying to get it out there too quickly. I don't trust it. Now, first of all, I wouldn't trust it if they had done the regular trials the whole way. If they had done the regular trials the whole way, I still wouldn't trust it, because who knows what's in it? Who knows what the whole thing is? Like I said, I really don't trust it, period. Okay. Merry Christmas. Throw your comment up here again, just in a regular chat, and I'll say it, bud. Okay. Hey, Murray Park. Australian leader says U.S.-China war no longer inconceivable in the press conference. Wow. Yeah, it wouldn't. It would not shock me. It would not shock me at all. Nose Pickens said Merry Christmas 2.0. It never came up. Some people are saying it did. Some people are saying it didn't. So if you put it up here, I'll do it again. I'll say it for you. So, but anyway. The latest propaganda part, okay, is what they're saying now. It's un-American if you don't get the shot. I don't know if you guys saw that. And they're trying to make the shot mandatory, which I think is ridiculous as well. What if they want college students, Heather, to get the shot to be in school? Lori Austin, I know that she has to have a COVID test to be able to go back to school. JAIX 8533, water filtration for grid down, no electricity situation on a limited budget. Not sure what tools to use or buy for that matter. I'm going to show you something really quickly. Give me 1 second. Thank you for the donation. Oh, okay. Merry Christmas said, I agree with you on a Republican and Democrat. Repent, be baptized in Jesus' name. Acts 2:37-38. Jesus loves you, Ed. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you again for saying that. Thank you for your statement, and thank you for agreeing with me on the Democrats and Republicans. But I wanted to show you something real quick. So first of all, I'm going to say I have zero affiliation with this company. None. I don't get any money for anything for pushing their products. I just want that to be very clear about that ahead of time. This here is a Sawyer micro squeeze water filtration system. Okay. This thing here will purify water for you guys. I absolutely highly recommend any of the Sawyer products. This one will filter up to 100,000 gallons of water. Purified drinking water is going to be the difference in life and death in a lot of people in a post-event. So if you think about a hurricane comes through and you got dead bodies in the water, you have dead animals, feces everywhere because the septic systems of everything, all this crap, oil, everything else in the water, that's not drinkable water. You may be surrounded by water, but you can't drink it, okay? You have to be able to purify it. Sawyer is, and this is like, I think it's like $30 for this. So if you're on a tight budget, the one investment, if you invest in nothing else, you better have a way to make clean drinking water. So that's what I would recommend to anybody. Now, the only thing that I will say with this, make sure it doesn't freeze. The water fiber thing that filters the water through here, you got to make sure that the filter does not freeze, because if it freezes, it's not going to be any good. All right. So if you were in a colder climate, you better keep that bad boy close to your body so that your body heat can keep it warm enough so that you can use it. But that's what I would recommend for anybody. And again, I have no skin in the game with this company at all, but it is something that I have in my preps from them. that I use. I will absolutely use that in an emergency situation if I have to. Okay, because like I said, that right there, I don't even know what the weight of that is. It's a point. It's 2 ounces. 2 ounces. That's how much that weighs. It's so lightweight, it's ridiculous. So, but that right there, my friends, that's life or death. Absolutely life or death. So, just wanted to put that out there. And like I said, I have no skin in the game with them at all. Just like Berkey, I love my Berkey. I have no affiliation with Berkey either. My Catadine, I love Catadine as well. I have no affiliation with them either. So I probably should. I should probably call that company up and say, hey, you want to work with me? Because I would love to be able to offer you guys to be able to get these at a discounted price. So I may have to call Sawyer and say, listen, I'm pumping your product, so let's work something out. My biggest thing is if I can get some kind of deal with the different things to save you guys money, that's a win-win. It's a win-win because it's all about making sure you're not a victim. That's my number one goal with anything that I'm doing, what I'm trying to talk to you guys about, trying to wake you up about stuff. With everything that is going on, it's scary times right now. It really, truly is. And we need to be ready for those things. Guys, I see we're at 1,000 people in the chat. We're at 616 on the thumbs up. We got to try. What do we got? Like, it's almost 9 o'clock. So we got like another 20 minutes. We got to get that up over 800, guys. I mean, we got enough people in the chat that there should be no problem getting that up over 800. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you so much for doing that ahead of time. Again, it really does help with the algorithms. So please and thank you for doing that. And again, I'd like to see a good number of thumbs up. So let's see if we can hit 800 for the thumbs up. We got 20 minutes. There's no reason we can't. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe. Make sure that you hit that bell icon as well to get all notifications. Best to filter it anyway. Trust me. Oh yeah, EV3 Dale says okay. So he's making a great point. So let's talk about this. You got your Sawyer Micro Mini Squeeze, right? And you want to have some good drinking water. Absolutely agree with the statement that he just said. Take a T-shirt, okay? You filter that water through the T-shirt first into a gallon jug, whatever you're going to use. Filter it that way to get the bigger, larger particles out. You don't want that going through your filter system for the purifying the water. So you want to try to clean that water up as much as you possibly can ahead of time. Then have it go through the system. Just a smart thing to do. So that's just so thank you for saying that because I wasn't even thinking about that, but you're right. Randy Romine says, my husband won't drink water. I'm going to tell you what. Yes, he will. If he has to, if there's nothing else available, he's going to drink water. I know what you're saying. He chooses not to drink water at this time, but in an emergency situation, worst case scenario, he's going to drink water. I will guarantee you in that situation he would. Now he may look for alternatives first, but if they're not there, he'll do what he has to do. Annette Boyle said, I've never had a full beer in my entire life. Wow. I've had more than one at a time. I'm going to tell you what, back in the day, I could really seriously do some drinking. Really do some drinking. Water with coffee, beer, tea, but never just plain water. Okay, well, that's his choice for right now. But I'm going to tell you, in a worst case situation, he'll do what he has to do. Oh, there's another one. Colorado Biker Prepper just said, coffee filters. Hold on, I want to read that. Coffee filters are cheap and work great for pre-filtration. There you go. That's a good way of doing it too. But again, like a sock or anything else like that would also work. Let's see. Jen A says, do you think things will ever get back? Do you think things will ever get even a tiny bit better in terms of the death rate? You know what? And again, it's hard to say because we don't know what the true numbers are. We really don't. We don't know what we're being lied to about. We don't know what is the truth. I don't think we're ever going to get the true and complete accurate information. all these countries. So I want you guys to think about this. We have over 4 million cases of COVID in the United States, right? Brazil has, or maybe we're at 5 million now. We might be at 5 million. But Brazil has over almost 3 million cases, right? China, where it all started, only has 80,000 cases. Come on. Complete and utter BS. And accordingly, China only has like 4,000 deaths. Complete BS. Not true at all. So again, we'll never know what the true numbers are around the world. Again, another thing, think about Iran. Iran said they've had like 300,000 cases. They had 8,000 deaths according to them, and like 270,000 people recovered. Bull crap. I don't buy any of it. We're being lied to across the board. The numbers are not adding up. I honestly believe that it's much worse, the death rate, than we're being told. That's my opinion. Again, we're just going to have to see. Michael Best said North Korea has COVID cases. Yeah, supposedly they didn't for a long, long time. But again, all these countries, they don't want to appear weak. That's the biggest thing. They don't want to appear weak. So, let's see. How many bananas do you think will test positive for CV? That's a good question, Dan G. Yeah, because those are all coming from South America. Good question. I have no idea. Is that the product you showed, a straw or a hose attachment? Let's see. This one has, I believe, a straw. Yeah, this has a straw attachment. I'm going to hold that up there. You can see that right here, hopefully. But that's what that one has. It has a little pack in there, and then you put the water through, and you do it that way. So I think it has both. It might have a straw and the hose. So yeah, COVID cases or BS numbers are not adding up. Right, and exactly. So it's like all of a sudden we went from, and again, let's think about this, okay? We went from this higher death rate, 3, 4, 5% originally that they were saying. Now all of a sudden it's less than 0.5%. I'm not buying any of that. I don't believe any of it. How do you think most people are going to respond when the financial collapse happens this fall? Follower of Jay. I think you're going to see utter and complete panic. Complete disbelief. Most people for a couple of days, I think, will just be in utter shock. They won't believe it. They won't believe that it's real, that their world is not going to be the same as it has always been. I think that's what you're going to see happen initially. I think then after that happens, I think you're going to just see things going down a toilet in a dramatic fashion. I think we're in big trouble. I think we're in huge trouble. It's one of the reasons why I have tried to push so hard this year to get as much stuff done here as I possibly can, because I see really bad times moving forward. You may not be able to get building supplies. You may not be able to get lumber. You look at how tough things are getting to be right now. You're already seeing scarcity in different products, okay? To try to get different things, they're just not there, okay? I think you're going to see more and more and more of that. So again, I'm going to always encourage you guys to continue to prep, get ready the best way that you can. Do what you have to do to prepare for your family. I think it's hugely important. Will there be a war? Connie just asked that. I will put it like this, Connie. It would not surprise me at all if we ended up at war. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Dwindling resources, tremendous amounts of issues. If that Three Rivers Gorge Dam, I think it's called the Three Rivers Gorge Dam in China, goes, that's going to put a huge hit in China. And don't tell me that they don't have COVID running wild over there at the same time right now. I believe that they do. Because that's where it originated. It hasn't gone away. Hasn't gone away here in the United States. So what makes you think that all of a sudden China, it's better and everything is good now? I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe it for a second. I think it's still there. I think it's still killing a lot of people. I will almost guarantee you, in my opinion, that China has way more deaths than we've had. way more deaths. And the main reason why, in China, you have these cities and people are jam-packed into these cities like sardines, okay? China is very much more family. Yeah, Three Gorges, okay. Yeah, the Three Gorges Dam, okay, thank you. China is much more family-oriented than we are here in the United States, sadly, but it's true, okay? They take care of their old people. They look out for each other. So that's what you're going to see. So now grandma gets sick, she could infect the whole family because a lot of them are all living under the same roof. So I think that the numbers in China are very skewed. I think there's a lot more people dead than they're beginning to say. Remember the 21 million cell phone users who disappeared? Exactly. Mrs. T. Yep, exactly. I remember that. And I think that the numbers are going to just continue to go up over there. A person died in a bike accident, Dr. Market, COVID related. Yelled at him. He said COVID caused the guy to have the accident. Yeah, you know what? And I've heard all those stories too. And that wouldn't surprise me if the hospitals are trying to make more money. Again, that misinformation is going to be out there as well. And I don't disagree that it probably didn't happen. Okay. But again, you know, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. So that's part of the problem, where you don't know what's true and what's not true. But there is the truth in the matter that a lot of people that have recovered from COVID are having a lot of underlying issues continuing down the road, COVID related, heart attacks afterwards, lung issues, blood clots, poor circulation, all those type of things. Those things are absolutely happening. Hey, Donna Smith. Hey, Ed, I have watched Marfugal News over the last few days. Great analysis of explosions all over the world. And I love Marfugal. And thank you very much, Donna, for the donation, and thank you for the statement. Yeah, guys, again, if you haven't gone over to Marfugal News, please go over there. Tell him Prepper Nurse One sent you. He's got a great channel. He's on the East Coast or West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. So he's got a good channel for a lot of good information. I want to talk about that too, okay? That explosion, that was not what they're trying to say that it is, some accidental ammonium nitrate explosion. That was an absolutely planned explosion. I think it was done on purpose. Again, the result of that, 85% of the country's Lebanon, 85% of their grain storage destroyed just like that, 85%. Where does that come back from? How do you come back from that? Okay, piss poor management? Absolutely. Why would you put why put all those eggs in one basket? Not ammonium nitrate. What was it? Oh, he's saying it wasn't the ammonium nitrate. Yeah. No, I don't believe it. I think that explosion was way too coordinated, and it was one big explosion. And that's not, with a mushroom cloud, exactly. The blast wave was inconceivable. I saw that. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So there's no way that is from what they're trying to say that it's from. That was a planned detonation of some kind of device. They said it had 1/5 the power of the nuclear explosion of the atomic bomb that we dropped on Hiroshima. Nagasaki. I'm sorry, Nagasaki. So think about that. There was a video showing it was a missile. I don't know, but I didn't see that. But, yeah. Bad here in Florida, my neighbor and her son got it. Wow. Well, you know what? And again, but actually it's 85% Steel Tiger, 86. He said 80% of the country's grain is now gone. 85%. Yep. So absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. All right, guys, I'm going to ask one more time here for a thumbs up. We're at 743 on the thumbs up. We got 1,000 people in the chat. We've got to jump that up way over 800 if we can. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you once again to shoot me a thumbs up, and thank you for doing that ahead of time. Thank you for showing support for the channel. And again, it really does help with the algorithms. Also, like I said, I'd like to see a nice number of thumbs up too. I'm not going to lie. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe to the channel as well. And thank you for doing that as well. Asa said, increase in seismic activity due to the weakening of the Earth's magnetic field in grand solar minimum when the pole shift big SHTF. Yeah, well, the pole shift has already started, Asif. That's already been proven. And thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. We got Tony Riley. Would the Berkey water filter system work at home? Homemade alcohol to purify for medical purposes. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know if that would work or not, but that's a good question. Thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. So, all right, well, we went over 800 quick there. All right, we got to push for 900, guys. We got to put, just for fun. Let's see if we can get it to 900. Israel is making moves before the election, and you got to remember too. So let's talk about what we got going on with Israel. Let's talk about what we got going on in Canada. Right now, Trudeau's under pressure and under fire for corruption. With the Yes, I think it's the Yes charity that his wife and his mother and his brother are all getting, advantages from that. So there's that. Netanyahu over in Israel is under a tremendous amount of pressure because of corruption. Again, these politicians, they're a bunch of greedy individuals. And they have that opportunity to make a lot of money, insider trading, all that type of stuff. It happened. The we, yeah, it's we. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was yes, but it's we. All right. Rob Anderson just said that. The we charity. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the clarification. Oh, yes. EV3 Dale just said that we got to talk about this. New York and D.C. prosecutors, attorney generals trying to dissolve the NRA. Okay, we'll end it. We'll end up. So it's already 16 after. We're going to go a little bit over, guys. I'm not going to end exactly at 20 after because we haven't done the rest of our stuff yet. But I definitely want to talk about that. All right. So they're trying to dissolve the NRA. Corruption scandal within the NRA, right? So they're trying to force the NRA to dissolve. Why would they want to do that? Let's think about why they don't want the NRA there. Oh yeah, because they make sure that we have our gun rights. If there's corruption, it needs to be taken care of. Absolutely needs to be taken care of. And they're trying to make it impossible for us to grow our own food. And that's why it's so important, Terrence Parker Jr., that we do grow our own food. That's why it's so important that we do. But again, with the NRA situation, they're trying to dissolve. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. They're not going to make it happen. But there's talk about corruption within the NRA, right? From the president of the NRA. Don't know how true it is. That'll have to play out. But again, they got to get things squared away. And there's a lot of issues. And again, the problem is, realistically, let's be realistic. You put some people in a position of power, and they're going to take advantage of that and use it to get as much as they possibly can for their own ends. They're going to. Now, there are other people that you put in power, they're going to try to do the right thing. And I'm going to say it again, and I've said it before, and I know he was a Democrat, but I think the last truly honest president that we had in this country was Jimmy Carter. And Jimmy Carter was out in 4 years. And it's the last time that we've had any stretch of a president's run where we have not been at war. Think about that. In the 4 years Jimmy Carter was president, we were not at war. It's the last time that we were not at war. So think about that. Prepper Chris 1 just wanted to say I'm back. Sorry, been slammed at work. Hey, no problem, man. I get it. No problem at all. You do what you got to do. I understand that. Oh, and I just saw this today too. Okay, so I want you guys to think about this. So they're releasing all these prisoners from prisons. Okay, they're releasing all these prisoners from prisons. There was a prisoner that was released because of COVID that he was charged with rape. When he was released, he went and killed his accuser. So you tell me where that's right. You're going to let a rapist back out on the street after they rape somebody? Absolutely sickening. Sickening. It's a terrible. The whole situation is a mess. Yeah, Carter was a peace president. And I think, honestly, Carter was an honest man. And that's why he was only in office for 4 years. So, that's what I believe, And I've seen a lot of presidents in my time. And I'm going to tell you, I liked Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan didn't take no crap. So I did like Reagan, you know. I actually think Bill Clinton, even though he's as corrupt as the day is long, I think Bill Clinton did a good job. We had no deficit when Bill Clinton was president. Think about that too, you know. If Billy Beer sucked. I never had it, Bryce. I never tried it. But, you know, so think about that too. When Clinton was president, we had no deficit. Our deficit was down to zero. And look where it's at now. Insanity. Just straight up insanity. So something's got to give. We can't keep going the way we're going. We really can't. It's just it's a sad, sad situation. So, all right. So let's do this part right now really quick. We are Legion. We are many because we are all over the country. We are all over the world. We're a huge family. We're a huge network of folks, off-gridders and preppers. Where is everybody from tonight? Let's see. We got North Carolina. Eastern Tennessee, Cape Cod, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Charleston, South Carolina. Let's see, Indiana, Suffolk in the UK, West Virginia, Central Florida, Central Maryland. Let's see, Central Missouri. Let's see, Texas, Port of Los Angeles, Maryland, San Francisco Bay in California. We have Buffalo, New York, Dallas, Texas, Virginia, Georgia, Missouri, Alabama, the UK, Nova Scotia up in Canada. Let's see, Ontario, Canada, Kent in the UK. I saw Canandaigua, New York. Let's see, we got Nevada, Kansas, Melbourne, Australia, Flint, Michigan, Georgia. We have Plymouth, Pennsylvania, Northeast Pennsylvania. We have Missouri, Orlando in Florida. We have Michigan, Idaho, Husker County. Let's see, Maryland, Maine, Michigan, Melbourne, Australia once again, Valley Mills, Texas, New Zealand, very nice, London, very cool, Derby in the UK, Ulster Park, New York, North Carolina, Anderson, South Carolina. We have Washington, Derby again in the UK. We have Detroit, North Mississippi, New Hampshire, Boston, Mass. Let's see, Hong Kong, Finland, the Ozarks, Tampa, Long Island, Brooklyn, New York City. We have Washington State, New Jersey, Central Ohio, Colorado. So we're all over, guys. We're all over the place. It's amazing that we're a big, huge network. And again, I think if we ever really got organized and worked together, the things that we could accomplish would be unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I'm going to ask for one more push here. I know we got over 800, and that's what I wanted, but we're at 853. I'm going to ask one last time. This will be the last time, I promise. Let's see if we can push that up to 900. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to do that to please show support for the channel. And again, you know, thank you for doing that ahead of time. And again, it really does help with the algorithm, so thank you. Also remember, you know, if you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon to also get all notifications as well. And they do continue to pull people out. We have Shreveport, Louisiana. I didn't see that one before, so I wanted to make sure I said that. Nova Scotia in Canada. Thank you, Honey Badgers, Homestead. We got Long Island. A lot of places. Everybody's all over the place tonight, which is pretty cool. I like that. Very, very cool. So, but again, you know, make sure you take advantage. If you want to get your gummies to help with pain from jdega.com, again, the description is down below. If you do purchase something, make sure you use the discount Prepper Nurse 1 as you're checking out to save 15%, okay? So definitely take advantage of that. I want to make sure you guys get that savings if you do that. I want to thank the moderators for just being here. You guys are rock solid. I appreciate both ladies and gentlemen for doing what you guys do, being here every week, you know, keeping things squared away in the chat. I appreciate it. I like having a nice, clean chat. We have a great group of people here. Like I said, we are a family. We're the Prepper Nurse 1 family, and I think that that's really important, and I think that that's awesome. Okay, so thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate you keeping the chat clean. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. That really is something that is important because it affects everybody. Okay, so we are a human race. Let's focus on that. Let's stop the nonsense. Let's stop the politics. Let's stop the BS. Let's focus on what's important, and that's the human race, okay? Remember also to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important, and we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Also remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to accomplish, whatever you are trying to do, you can do it. The only person that's going to ever stop you from reaching those goals is you. That's it. So what are we at? 893? Oh, 7 away. We're 7 away, guys. 7. We're so close. Great job on the thumbs up, though, tonight, too. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. I really love these chats. We have a great time doing this. Oh, now we're there, 903. Very cool. Great night. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all. I will see you all tomorrow. Try to get some more stuff done tomorrow night, and we'll go from there, okay? I will see you all later. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.